Shot clock down to 10. Tucker, no. Vroman came from nowhere, from underneath the hoop. Stinson bounced to Staple. How many times are the Cyclones just not finished?
It's the bucket you have to make.
So Texas again trying to pull away. A 4-point advantage.
Just when you think Texas is about to take the game over, they just open that window up for Iowa State. You get the feeling like the momentum has shifted again.
Klotz is fouled. He'll go to the line. So good entry pass, and Klotz will go to the line. Jackson Vroman picks up the foul. That's his 4th. Homan, he's on the bench with 4. Homan's going to check back in. So some foul trouble now for the big guys, Homan and Vroman, for the Cyclones.
They look at the Cyclones right now. They look a little tired. I mean, I'm looking at Jackson Vroman. He was grabbing his legs a second ago. He's looking a little bit worn. I know Neal is tired. You can see it in his face. Wayne Morgan needs to really do a good job. He's got 5 minutes left in a tight ball game. He needs to do a good job of using his timeouts and using the breaks in the action to make sure these guys have enough legs to get down the stretch, because that's what's going to come down to here at the end. It's going to be a possession ball game, and whoever has the most endurance will win.
That's a good point, Renzi. I mean, right now, the Cyclones really only 7 deep. Marcus Jefferson left the team a couple of weeks ago and has not returned, and they don't expect him to return. So right at the 5-minute mark now, Iowa State with the ball after Klotz misses 2 free throws. Lob into Stinson, dangerous pass. Stinson lost the handle for a second, and then Vroman up over the back, and that will do it. Jackson Vroman is just fouled out of this game. So Vroman, who wound up with 20 points and 9 rebounds today. You look at a forlorn coach of the Cyclones, Wayne Morgan, and a forlorn as well, Jackson Vroman.
Well, he barely touched him, and Klotz kind of got shoved back into him. But when you got 4 fouls, you just got to hold out and let some possessions go. He should have just let it go.
It's hard to do that, though, isn't it? You know, you're in the heat of the battle.
Hey, we're sitting over here on the sideline. What do we know?
Well, you know more than I do. You've been in there. But it's hard when you're playing with 4 fouls. You've got to be smart about it. You just have to. Now, Vroman, he's gone from the game. And you talk about really tough duty for Vroman today. I always thought when Iowa State looked their best, Renzi, correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought they looked their best when they got the ball into Vroman. Whether he scored or dished out to somebody else, that looked like they were at their smoothest, if you will, on offense.
Jackson gave him a lot of confidence. When he caught the ball, you felt like something good was going to happen. It wasn't just when he shot a ball and it went in, because he was 9 for 12 today. But he had 1 assist, but occasionally he'd pass it, and the next pass led to a bucket. He was just really active, and it was a good feeling when he was in the ball game.
Klotz, front end of a 1-and-1. He'll get the bonus.
Klotz looking like his back may be hurting a little bit. He keeps on kind of stretching and pulling, and before the game, we did not know if there were any injuries with this team, specifically with Jason Klotz, but it looks like he's kind of tweaked the thing a little bit.
You're right. Klotz hits both free throws. He now has 13 points. His career high came last year against A&M with 15. So even though they haven't gotten much offensively out of either Thomas or Buckman today, Jason Klotz is having a great day.
Well, pick your poison, right?
Yeah. It's the platoon system of the Longhorns, isn't it?
Well, they've got so many guys. They're going to hurt you wherever they go.
That's the 4th on Klotz. So Homan will go to the line. Homan today 6 of 6 from the free throw stripe. Iowa State has outscored Texas by 10 at the free throw line. And here comes James Thomas back in. They'll sit Klotz with those 4 fouls.
I'm not sure if the effects of that ankle injury are hurting Jared Homan or not. I mean, he's been very good at the line today, 8 for 8, but only 1 rebound and hasn't shot the ball very many times for a guy that's really been kind of a go-to guy. Or I say a go-to guy when you only got 7 guys. There aren't many that aren't, but he's been a big part of the offense, not today.
And I think Texas has something to do with that as well.
You're absolutely right.
Mouton, a tough 3. It won't go. Fight for the rebound. Won by Boddicker. Stripped away by Staple. Here comes Stinson. Gives it up to Sullivan. A 2-point game. Texas has won in overtime 3 times. They've won so many close games this year. They're in another one right now. And they turn it over as Mouton can't find the handle. Stinson. He coached that one home, and we're tied. Timeout. What a comeback by the Cyclones here today. They led by 9, were down by 14, and the Cyclones come storming back. Vroman and Homan, right now it's the shoulders of Homan as Iowa State able to rebound here. Homan got a hand in there, and then all of a sudden Stinson pokes it away. Stinson comes up with the ball. They get it all the way on a bounce pass to Sullivan, and Sullivan able to convert the 2. What a comeback, Renzai, for the Cyclones here today.
I've just been so impressed with the leadership of Curtis Stinson. The kid just won't give up. You know, you can see that he's kind of the one that they're feeding off of. That possession before where you saw the rebound up for grabs, it looked like Boddicker was going to pull it down. But Curtis Stinson got in there, and he said, give me this ball. I'm at home, and I'm going the other way. Rick Barnes really upset. In fact, he took 2 possessions to talk to the official about the maybe walk that Jake Sullivan had on that layup. But regardless, Iowa State back in this game, and when you're at home, those officials aren't going to call a walk on a fast break when you complete the bucket. 3 minutes left, and you got to feel like Iowa State's got a good shot at pulling this thing out.
It's got to be so hard, too, to lead by 9 and then trail by 14 and then come back. I mean, when you let a lead slip away like that, it's got to be deflating. And for them to come back the way they have is absolutely amazing. Buoyed by their home crowd that are all standing now. Forget the seats. Everybody in this place is on their feet. Mouton couldn't get that to go. You talk about a scramble for the rebound. Homan throws it up. Ivey's got it. Tucker loses the handle. Another scrum. And Mouton comes out of there with it. Now Ivey with a running hook. What a shot by Royale Ivey.
What a possession. If that's not Big 12 basketball, I don't know what is. There were bodies flying. There were elbows hitting. The ball changed possession 3 or 4 times. Tough play by Royale Ivey off 1 foot to get the bucket.
Renzai, for a second, it looked like Big 12 rugby. Sullivan for 3. Wow!
How about this Hilton Magic now, Dave Armstrong? It's been into maybe 4th or 5th year.
Their first lead for the Cyclones since the half. A block. Thomas. And he will go to the line as Thomas is fouled inside. 1:47 remaining. James Thomas, a 67% free throw shooter, will go to the line. He has not been to the line today, and only 2 points for Thomas this afternoon. Pure from James Thomas to tie it at 76.
James, a 45% free throw shooter. That's a big one for him to get in there and make right early on.
So Sullivan with a huge three for the Cyclones to give them a lead for a moment. But right now it's Texas by 1.
We took a Whata chicken sandwich, added a slice of melted pepper jack cheese, and topped it off with tomato salsa. The pepper jack salsa Whata chicken. Now that's what we call a humdinger.
What a burger!
Just like you like it.
Let us read from the playbook, the King James playbook, and basketball chosen one asked the soul of the game for court vision. And it was granted to him. Can I get a layup? Layup! The chosen one didn't ask for hops.
Coach Reverend,
He didn't ask for handles. Why did the chosen one ask for court vision? I'm going to tell you why. Just listen. He wanted glory for the team. I feel the soul of the game coming over me.
Cooper Xeon 2XS Ultra High Performance Tire. Made to perform on the skid pad, the slalom, the track, and in the real world.
Changed hands a half dozen times, and it may change hands 6 more times before this one is done. Right now, Texas by 1. Cooper Tire Defensive Player of the Game, Jared Homan. What a block here.
Well, you're looking at career block number 159. He's averaging 3 blocks a game. That's a kid that when you take it inside, you're not going to have a lot of shots at getting it over.
All right, you see the time remaining in regulation. A 1-point lead for Texas. Sullivan tries to bury another 3. Stinson tips it out of bounds, and it will stay with Iowa State. It was tipped out by Tucker.
That was close.
Sullivan being guarded by Mouton. Clearing out for Stinson. Working with Tucker. Stinson's shot is short. Bounces around to Homan. And he loses it out of bounds. It was tipped by Texas. It will stay with Iowa State. They'll get another crack at it.
Kind of felt like we were at the playground there for a second. Curtis Stinson getting the ball out top. Taking it the one-on-one. Didn't get enough lift on the shot.
All right, a timeout taken by Iowa State. Texas clinging to a 1-point lead. Big 12 basketball on ESPN Plus is brought to you by Phillips 66, proud sponsor of the 2004 Phillips 66 Big 12 basketball tournament. You can count on Phillips 66 quality Pro Clean gasoline. By Cooper Tire, proud to be the official tire of the Big 12. Cooper Tires, don't give up a thing. By Shelter Insurance. For your insurance needs, visit shelterinsurance.com to find the shelter agent near you. Seek shelter today. By Whataburger, just like you like it. And by Infinity, makers of the QX56, a full-size SUV coming this month. Well, you see timeouts remaining, only 1 for Iowa State. They've got the ball, they get it to Staple, who jams it home with an exclamation point. 1-point Iowa State lead, nearing the 1-minute mark.
How's that for coming out of a timeout?
Mouton. That won't go. Staple had a hand on it. tipped out by Tucker. It'll go to the Cyclones. Under 1 minute to go. Staple with 2 big plays. And they're cheering in Cyclone Alley right now. Texas, though, they're used to this kind of pressure. We've mentioned the overtimes. We've mentioned the narrow wins for the Longhorns.
Longhorns haven't been in 4 overtimes games this year. They know what it means when that clock gets under a minute. I'm not thinking they're nervous about this situation at all.
3 overtimes and a narrow win over Nebraska at home. Now Stinson. Neal. One that rims out. Staple. Stinson had his foot on the line. This will go to Texas with 20.6 seconds remaining. That sneaker was just over the line, and Texas will get it back with a chance to take the lead. And look at Rick Barnes looking all cool, calm, and collected. He's been to this rodeo before. His team understands this pressure.
And those 3 overtimes and the one against Nebraska, I thought that overtime against Providence was the turning point for this Texas team.
And a timeout taken by the Longhorns, so they want to talk it over. They'll have 17 seconds remaining to go for that last shot. In this situation, Renzi, is that the good strategy? Or do you try to get something up there on the glass with 5 seconds or so to go so you might have a chance for a rebound?
Well, the best strategy for the Texas Longhorns, especially on the road and in a hostile environment, go ahead and get across half court, take this timeout. And what they're doing right now is they're talking about the type of shot that they want and when they want to take it. They're going to keep it out front, and my bet is run it till about the 7 or 8 second mark. And then Brandon Mouton is going to take the ball, and it may be off a pass, it may be off a drive, but I predict that he will take that last shot.
Does it really matter how much time is remaining when they get that shot, or they take the first good shot they get?
There's conflicting theories, but I would not take the shot before there's 3 or 4 seconds left. The worst thing that could happen is Iowa State gets another shot at it. All they want is a chance for maybe 1 rebound if it doesn't go in.
All right, we'll keep an eye on Mouton then, who has a career-high 29 points today. Ivey trying to get free of Neal, working off a pick. Stinson changes over. Tucker to Boddicker, and a foul with 5.3 seconds remaining. Boddicker will be going to the line. Iowa State over the 10 foul limits. That means Boddicker will be shooting 2. Boddicker, the native Iowan, 2 of 3 from the line today.
81% shooter. Got to feel pretty good if you're Rick Barnes with him on the line. And he's a senior.
But did you hear the crowd? Oh my goodness. Now how hard is this next one?
Well, it's hard.
Look at that, what he is staring into, and listen to this place. Missed them both. Mouton. Tucker. Iowa State. Longhorns 78-77.
The KU Jayhawks, victims 2 weeks ago, stumbled against Oklahoma State a week ago. Coming in here today with 3 of the next 4 on the road, Iowa State was in a must-win situation.
So Texas, a team that had seen the ball bounce their way on so many occasions this year, they could not get one single free throw to go from Brian Boddicker in the final moments. And finally, when Homan wrapped his paws around that ball, the celebration began here at Hilton Coliseum. Doug Bell, Chris Piper, what a finish to our broadcast here today as Iowa State wins by 1. Let's get you to the guys in the studio.
All right, Dave, thank you. It was a fantastic finish. Texas now in second place behind Oklahoma State.
Well, unbelievable job by Iowa State. They continue to win huge games in Ames, but